Hello, on this episode of the Average Tabletop Gamers, I'm going to be looking at some Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures from Atomic Mass Games. Hello everybody, it's Sven here, and as I said, today I'm going to be looking at some of the miniatures for Marvel Crisis Protocol, which is a skirmish game based around the Marvel Universe from Atomic Mass Games. You might know Atomic Mass Games. They are one of the companies that basically, I think they took over doing some of the X-Wing stuff from Fantasy Flight games, but they also do the miniatures and things for Marvel Crisis Protocol. So we've not really talked about Marvel Crisis Protocol before. That's because Ben got the game probably a few months ago, and he's been sitting painting up all the miniatures for it. And we went round to his, so myself and Gary went to Ben's house the other week and we played it. And I stupidly said, this game is great. I don't know if I'll buy anything though, unless of course they do happen to do, you know, Deadpool and his taco van. At which point Ben turned around to me and said, they do. And so here it is. Deadpool, Bob, Agent of Hydra, and the taco van. So I'm not going to do a review of Marvel Crisis Protocol right now because we liked the game a lot. We're going to go back and we'll play it some more. We'll probably do a quick review of the game when we're there playing the game, so you can see the box content, you can see how it plays through, and we'll give you our thoughts on the game there. However, a capsule review of the game. It's kind of like a 28 to 32 mil skirmish game. As I say, it's built around the Marvel Universe. So you've got all your favourite Marvel heroes and villains, and there's more being released all the time by Atomic Mass Games. It's played on I think like a 3 foot by 3 foot table. And one of the things I really liked about it, and this is why I think the taco truck in the Deadpool box is significant, is that everything in the game is interactive. So if you've got certain characters, you can pick up cars, you can pick up lampposts, you can pick up dumpsters, and you can throw them at characters, you can hit characters with it, you can slam people into items, and the size of the item has a bearing on how that interaction takes place. So as I say, I'll put that aside because we're going to be talking about that when we actually come to look at the game. But I decided, because I was going to get Deadpool because he's one of my favourite Marvel characters, and in the game you can build forces with affiliations. Now you don't have to, however, if you build forces with affiliations, it means normally there's some benefits and advantages to having like Avengers. So for example, you know, we were using Iron Man and Captain America, and Captain America buffs Avengers. He makes it easier for them to use the powers, but then having Iron Man and Captain America together means they could do like shield ricochets, so you know Iron Man can fire his repulsor and it could bounce off to Captain America's shield, so you get bonuses for having affiliation. So I decided I would build out some X-Force. So I picked up Deadpool and Bob, I picked up Cable and Domino, and I went for Wolverine and Sabretooth. There is a pack with Colossus in, which I wanted but I couldn't find that at the time, but because I like Wolverine as well, I figured I'd pick them up. So what I'll actually do is I'll look at what you actually get in with the models now, in the minis. We'll have a look at these boxes individually, and then we'll obviously come back to it. So we'll start off with obviously the one that drew me into it, Deadpool, Bob, and of course the taco van. Okay, so in the box we've obviously got the bit that we've really spent the money on, the bag of plastic. But we've also got some various cardstock and things, so we'll start off with the plastic pieces. Okay, so what do we get in the box? So we get the bases. So we've got 4 bases, so it looks like there's different styles of base there, depending on how you want to base the miniatures up. I'm assuming because there's 2 miniatures you get a choice, which is quite nice. So then we've got our Bob, Agent of Hydra, complete with his giant rocket launcher. So say these miniatures are probably somewhere between 28 and 32 mil, I would say, in terms of scale. I'm not sure what the actual scaling of Marvel Crisis Protocol is. Yeah, including he's got his little box, his crate that he's standing on. So then we've got Deadpool himself. So you can see here with Deadpool, he's got the dynamic base as well that he's standing on. It looks like we've got a choice of body styles as well for Deadpool and choice of heads, which is quite nice. So you've got the dynamic base, you can mount him on if you want, which I probably will do given it is the way Deadpool is. It looks like we've got some choices in the way we have the legs. We've got 4 head choices there. Let me show you these on these white cards and see if that stands out better. And then we get the tackle truck. So wheels and tyres and axles. The bottom of the truck. Roof in the front. And then of course we got the sides. So again, the truck itself's probably either got its own special rules associated with it, or it'll be an interactive piece of scenery that we can actually use in the game. So alongside the plastic bits, obviously, as I say, you do get the rules that you need the cards. So we've got an assembly guide, so you can see there, full colour assembly guide, and it shows us the head up, all the different options that we've got. Obviously for Bob and the truck, it's always handy to have that. And now we've got the cards. So we've got the various tokens which we need to use for Deadpool. So we've got a bleeding token. I'm guessing there's some kind of other token. So that's obviously a rocket token. I'm assuming that's for Bob. And then for each character, we've got the character cards. So the character cards are two-sided, depending on whether the characters are, I forget what they're dazed or as as they are out the gate, so normal. And so obviously that's got all the rules and things that we need for Bob and for Deadpool. And then when they get dazed, you flip them over, and sometimes that gives you some extra rules. And we also get some special ability cards. So we've got there pretty sneakiness, yoink, and chimichangas. So that's what the contents of the Deadpool box. So you can imagine that the box, the Cable and Domino and the Wolverine and Sabretooth are going to be similar, and we'll probably get different amounts of cards depending on obviously the rules and things that they've got with them. I'll have a quick look just to see what we get. So obviously we've got Wolverine and Sabretooth, and again the thing with these miniatures are they are lovely miniatures, especially if you're really into your Marvel comics. We get the same thing where we get the choice of bases. And then we've got a sprue for Wolverine and a sprue for Sabretooth. We've got the assembly guide. And we've got the character tokens and tactics cards and special ability cards. And then we've got Cable and Domino, who are going to be, as I say, I think they're going to be pretty much the same as what you're going to get in the Sabretooth and Wolverine. So rather than go through that box now, what I'm going to do is, when I start building and painting these, I'll put some pictures on our social medias. So let's talk about costs. If you wanted to get into Marvel Crisis Protocol, what you're going to need to spend. So most of the character packs like this, so the ones where you get the 2 characters and it's just the 2 characters with, the cards themselves, you're looking around £25 to £30 depending on where you shop from. So I bought all this from Zatu Games, who at the time had some special offers going on the website, so I paid a little bit less than that, but so yeah, these are about £25, £26 depending where you look. Sometimes it's even for 30. The Deadpool and Bob was a bit more expensive because obviously it's got the tackle truck in there with it. So that one will set you back. If you paid retail, I think it's $49.99. If you look around, you'll find it about $36, $37. I think I paid about £36 for that from Zatu. But that may seem expensive, but if you think about single miniature costs these days for high detail character models, it's about the going rate for a game. And you're not building a full army here, it's a skirmish game. You're building, you want about 5 miniatures. So because the way the game works is on a power rating. We played 5 miniatures aside when we had our little tester game of it. I think what Atomic Mass games say in the game book is you really want a roster of about 10 characters, so that depending on the specific scenario or the mission that you're playing, you can swap characters in and out. If you need a fast character to go and steal objectives, or if you need more tank characters, you can kind of switch those in and out. So whether you need a Daredevil or you need a Hulk, for example. So that's what they recommend. But if you just want to start out and buy the characters that you really like, you're looking at maybe for a pool of 5 to 6 to pick from, you're probably going to spend somewhere in the region of 75 quid, something like that. The core box, obviously you do get, I think, about 10 miniatures in there, so you do get quite a bit in the core box as well. We'll look at the core box, as I say, when we get to Ben's and we actually play some games and do a review of the core game itself. A bit of a quick unboxing of those there, just to show you what they're like before I start building and painting them, because these are going to hit my painting table very soon, because they're all single character models. I like painting that kind of thing. The Deadpool and things, it's pretty much red, and that's I decided to, of course, go grey with his X-Force costume. But as I said, keep an eye on the social media, so I'll probably post some progress pics on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So Ben has already posted some pictures of his Luke Cage and his Punisher and his Hawkeye, and some ones that he's painted already through on our Instagram, so you can go and check those out. But as I say, check out the social medias, the Facebook page and group, Twitter and Instagram. I'll be posting pictures of Instagram as I get these painted and as we start playing. And as I say, when we start playing, we'll maybe do some run-throughs or do some playthroughs, and we'll look at the actual box itself. So that was a quick, as I say, run through some of the models that I've bought so far for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We'll see you soon as we start playing. Don't forget to give us a like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you soon for the next one. Ta-ra!